Grant Cardone is the best-selling author of The 10X Rule, and Forbes called him the #1 marketer to watch. He went from being a kid labeled with ADD and almost dying from a drug overdose to becoming a real estate mogul with a portfolio of $1.5 billion. Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like na 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 na. For my top 10, top 10, na 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 na. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because chances are you are the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Do the hard things.
This couple came in here this morning and says, bro, how'd you develop this hardness you got? I said, I don't know. I didn't know that I did develop a hard thing. My dad died when I was 10, though. That's pretty permanent. Like, you're 10 years old and you're like, okay, that's something you cannot negotiate with. Gone is gone. All the things you wanted to say, all the things you wanted to do, all the fishing trips you wanted to have with your pops, you ain't gonna have them, bro. Okay? So you guys out there that are lucky enough to have a dad that's alive, maybe want to do the hard thing this weekend. You know, call him. Call him up. Maybe y'all been having this fight for 12 years. Maybe you call him up, man. Maybe you just go ahead and eat it. You know, quit arguing about something dumb that happened a long time ago. Do the hard thing. Hard thing's always the right thing. Whether it's making decisions in a deal to get the best deal, people are like, man, you're so cheap. I'm buying a $168 million piece of property. Dude, I ain't cheap. I'm smart. My God, you don't want to pay us anything. I am the only one buying anything here. I'm buying this office building right now. The seller's like, God dang, man, you're so slippery. Dude, I ain't slippery. I'm the only one here trying to buy the damn place from you. Right? You calling me slippery? Why you calling me slippery? Because you slippery. I'm trying to buy the damn place. Okay? What you slipping on, dog? I ain't slippery. I'm renegotiating right now with some new data.
Rule number 2, model success.
I think I was in Bogota. I was in Bogota speaking to a church. And I went into the grocery store and Coca-Cola was there. I don't know why that impressed me so much. But I was like, God damn, Coca-Cola's in Bogota, you know? And then I think I was in Cancun coming on the way back in Mexico. And I was like, oh, Cancun's front and center in the grocery store there. Then I got back to Miami. I was in the movie, and I'm like, Coca-Cola. I'm like, everywhere, dude. They're everywhere. Why am I not everywhere? You know, so all my answers have come to me because I look. It's not really me hearing somebody say something. I'm looking. I'm watching what people do or companies do, not listening to what they do. Because there's a big difference between what people say and what people do. Like Warren Buffett, what Warren Buffett tells people on TV every day and what he does, they're almost like completely different.
Rule number 3, understand the rules.
The problem that people need to complain about right now is not the billionaires. They need to understand that because what they're saying is there's income inequality, wealth inequality. But the reality is there's education inequality. Okay, the billionaires play by a different set of rules than everybody else. So do I blame the guy playing by a different set of rules, or do I blame the game? You know, the old saying about don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to win at the game.
Yeah.
Don't hate anybody. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Learn the game.
Yeah.
And the game of the wealthy, the rules are stacked for wealthy institutions and wealthy families.
Yeah.
And people need to like understand what those rules are.
Yeah, and those games are, those rules, those games.
Investing.
Yeah.
Not spending.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a company.
Yeah.
You know, Donald Trump, everybody hates
jobs.
Huh?
Create jobs.
Yeah. I'm not going to have a job. I'm going to create jobs.
Yeah.
Like the difference is Donald Trump, he buys a building in New York. He lives in it. He doesn't buy a house and live in it. He buys a building and lives in it, rents out the whole place. He literally gets paid to live where he is, right? And then moves into the White House. so same thing with the Queen, okay? Like look at the play, man.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to take the Queen stuff from her?
I'm not me.
Nobody
personally,
is.
no.
Nobody is. People have been trying to take her stuff for 70 years. Ain't nobody taking her stuff.
No.
So this is not a new thing. This is not a new problem. Like, this is thousands of years old. Play the game of the wealthy. Own things. Own businesses. Don't spend money.
Yeah.
Invest money. Don't waste it on cars and bicycles. And like, if you look at the average family in the UK, they will spend ridiculous money on things their kids want. Look, I take care of my kids, but I don't just frivolously buy them junk.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's only $89, I'm gonna get it for them, and it's worth nothing the next day. That's where the difference is.
Yeah.
And then the wealthy, they invest money to connect with people. Okay, most people go home at night so they can be with their family. The thinking's different. So these guys are going to go to Davos and meet with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and spend millions making connections, not tens of thousands, millions of dollars, where the average household in the UK is like, I just want to go home tonight, watch TV, and people are getting punished for that.
Rule number 4, 10x your goals.
He took that .45 caliber and jammed it in my face, cracked me right here in the forehead. This guy had to be this big, hovered over me with a gun in my face, and when he did, my reaction was to hit him with the plate in the face. Thing breaks and he becomes like a monster. Blood's coming down. Every wall in this apartment, in this room, and the ceiling has blood on it. This was the exclamation mark on where my life had gone from being a good kid to this far from dying. Spent 3 days in the hospital, and I'm like, I'm done. No more drugs. I'm done using drugs, okay? Guess what happens? I'm using drugs 15 minutes later, 10 times a day in the hospital. My mom says to me, you're no longer welcome in my home. You're no longer welcome in my business. I don't want to see you anymore. 24 hours later, I was in a treatment center because my mom had the courage to say, enough is enough. I'm done. I go to this treatment center. I'm there 30 days. For the first 30 days in 7, 8, 9 years, I don't use drugs. And before I leave, the counselor grabs me and the counselor says to me, look, dude, I'll see you back here. Probably, if you don't die, I'll see you back here. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm not coming back here. And he's like, oh no, you're coming back. All you're ever gonna be is a drug addict. You need to give up all the ideas of writing books, speaking to audiences, being rich. I always wanted to be rich. I wanted financially to be rich my whole life. I wanted to be my dad. I wanted to be the guy that could take care of his family. They said, you need to give up all those ideas and settle for one thing, not using drugs again. 25 years old, moved back into my mom's house. Tell my mom, let me live back in the house. I'm coming back, I'm not using drugs, and I'm gonna rebuild my life. From that day on at 25, I made some commitments. Number one was, I cannot afford free time. Every time I had free time, I got in trouble. So I knew I had to, 1, eliminate the old bad friends. 2, I had to keep all free time busy. And I said, what are you good at, Grant? And I'm like, what are you good at? What are you really good at? And I'm like, I'm good at going all the way. Because even with the drugs, I was an all the way kind of guy, right? I need to 10x everything. Like 10 was that number. My dad died when I was 10. I was using drugs 10 times a day. I was trying to quit 10 times a day. I'm like, you got to start liking something, man. And more importantly, you got to get good at something. So I said, I'm going to take the job that I don't like and I'm going to get great at it. It was a sales job that I hated. Every day I would go to work early. I'd stay late. Okay, I was doing 10-hour days, at least 10 hours. If I needed to make one call, I would make 10. If I needed to see one customer, if I thought I needed to see one customer, I would fill it up with 10 customers. Whatever I thought I needed to do, I literally took this drug problem and poured this obsession with destruction into an obsession with, I'm gonna just 10 times everything and keep myself busy. I studied everything, I became a fanatic. Some therapist, some psychiatrist is gonna say, oh, this dude's got ADD. I've already been told that, please. I've had every label that the psychs put in books, I've been labeled that, okay? Look, I never had any of those problems. I had potential that was being unused. So I wake up early, I get a workout in, and I get to the office. When I get to the office, a calendar's laid out, and I need to see every 30 minutes something filled in that calendar. The counselor back in the treatment center said to me, dude, aren't you worried about, because he's seen my success now, and he's like, aren't you worried about burning out? I'm like, dude, you're the burnout, bro. You're the burnout. You're the one that said I was going to come back. You're the one that said I would never make it. You're the one that said, don't write books. I've written 7 of them, man. I'm not worried about burnout. I am not a candle. Candles burn out. Spiritual beings don't. My message to you is that you're not doing enough, okay? If you could do it once or twice, then you can do it 20 times. Just multiply. And I hear a lot of people say, when is enough enough? Those of you who ask that question, when is enough enough? Maybe you haven't had enough failures. Because if you get disappointed and disgusted enough with your life, you will not ask, when is enough success enough? I want to give people permission to be complete addicts, junkies, obsessed, maniacs, all in freakazoids that do everything 10 times more than you think you need to. And I want to see, how hot can I burn? Okay, how far can I go? How much light can I bring the world? How much positive truth message can I bring this planet? How much more can I do?
Also, if you want to have unstoppable confidence and self-love, check out my 254 series, where every day for the next 254 days, I'll send you a video in the morning by email for free to move your confidence forward. The links to join are in the description below.
You have to go build self-confidence. When you're trying to get wealthy, you want to go all in and it not be a bet. You need to know the space so well that you're like, I know for sure this is going to work. My dreams are first every day, then my wife, then my kids. I can take care of my wife and my kids now. Would you agree? I abandoned this. This is the fuel for who I am.
Rule number 5, get yourself known.
People knew me in a particular industry. They didn't know me in every industry. So the first thing that I took on was I need to get people to know me in every industry while I continue to knock on doors and pay my bills. So if you don't pay your bills, you're not going to.
Sorry, good, Bill.
If you don't pay your bills, like, you're going to die. And there's people around me that needed to eat. So I had to keep knocking on doors, spin that plate, not get stuck in it too much, and then figure out, how do I market and brand? How do I build a name? Nobody knew me. 10 years ago, you did not know my name.
No.
People watching didn't know my name. Like, people that are coming on the scene now, they're like, oh my God, that guy, he's got 14 million people following him, blah, blah, blah. But, I started with 1 follower just like everybody else, and I was the follower. My second follower was my wife, because I created an account for her on YouTube and said, you're going to follow me. So same thing on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like, I've grinded for every one of those followers and delivered content to them so that I could scale out, to hopefully, rather than being dependent upon one United States of America, hey, how do I get people in Australia to know me? How do I get them to want me to come here? How do I get people in London to want to know me? Canada, South America. Oh, I got to be in Spanish if I'm going to South America. You can't trade in US dollars in Mexico. You need to be in pesos. You come over here, they want to do the AUD. I'm like, I don't want any of that stuff. Just kidding, I'll take it all. Okay, so you can't you got to keep growing. Like, Facebook is growing. They're growing all the possibilities of things they can do with people. So if you want to be a great business, you can't get to a place where you're satisfied. And I had done that. I'd gotten satisfied in my business, externally, financially, but internally I wasn't. And it took the economy just getting slashed that finally, like, okay, I got to change and build a real business here.
Rule number 6, don't compare yourself to others.
Do not try the competition thing. It's overrated and it doesn't work, and I'm going to prove it to you right here in a second. Okay? This is a private, what's called an FBO. Everybody that flies in here owns their own aircraft. You don't want to try to be the biggest jet, okay? You don't want to try to be the most money. You don't want to try to be the best of the best. There'll always be somebody faster and stronger and richer, okay? Don't play the game, oh, I got to be number 1. What does that even mean, man? I got to be the biggest. What does that even mean? I got to have the biggest car, the biggest watch, the hottest chick. What does that mean? It's a game you cannot win at, okay? You will get your brains handed to you. I'm gonna show you what I mean right here in a second. That plane right there. That's a little Learjet right there. I think it's a little Lear or Phenom. I don't have all my jets right, okay? I don't know, you can buy that plane for about 800 grand. Right next to it. Little bigger. Look what's rolling up right here, a little Challenger. We got a little Gulfstream 4 right there. That sleeps 13. Don't try to play the game. I'm the biggest. That's stupid. It's a stupid game, okay? It's a loser's game, man. I'm gonna show you some equipment out here because anybody, like here's a little Phenom 100. That plane's about $5 million. Great plane, so fast. Seats 7 people, okay? Maybe $4 or $5 million. Great plane, great starter plane. But look at this. See that right out there? That's a 20 passenger jet right there. Okay, now notice what's right next to it, John. Okay, that's a 727 that a hotel owns. If you try to play that game, the competition game, I'm the strongest, I'm the best, you lose that game. You gotta find what you need in life. What's enough for you? You guys gotta define that. I can't define it for you. Most people are coming up short on that game, but there's a lot of other people that are making the mistake when they get in the game and they start playing, they gotta keep reaching, not because they need it, but because their ego is like, oh, I gotta be the biggest. And you know what? You're gonna turn into a like that. A hotel owns that. That plane's probably $200 million back there. The point is, don't play, I gotta be the strongest, because sooner or later you won't be. Find out what you need. Look, the ass on that plane over there. Hey, look at my little plane. Look at my little plane. See, you're like, man, Grant, man, your little plane. Now flash over to this one. See, if I'm doing the comparison thing, the competition thing, it's a loser's game.
Rule number 7, be good at micromanaging.
We were talking before the cameras went on, and something you said was really interesting, and that is you're a micromanager.
Yeah,
and that's not the popular speak at the moment. So why do you love micromanaging, and why can't
I don't love it.
Why do you have to do it?
I don't love it. It's just survival. Like it's like if you have a heart attack, do you want to be micromanaged?
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, dude, put everything on me. You put things on me, on top of me, in me. You do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Make sure every freaking vital I got going is working. So I operate my business like it's an organism that needs its vitals checked, and it needs some prodding to operate.
But why
well.
by you all the time? Why not someone else?
Well, because I tend to be the one most interested. I'm the one most interested, and I have an eye for things that other people, for whatever reason, don't see. So rather than me getting furious about them not doing it or not seeing it or quitting, okay, just turn it over to them. I mean, what does that mean? Turn it over to them. Who? Turn it over to who, dude? The idiots? The crazies? I worked at a company, okay? Turn it over to Grant. I'm 26 years old. I'm worried about one thing, paying my bills this month. I'm not worried about the company, man. How are you going to turn that over to me? I'm not ready to have something turned over to me. You've met enough managers and CEOs and vice presidents. Jared's a good guy. Jared's been with me 10 years. I ain't turning it over to him. 10 years. He just got a new baby.
Yeah.
So what does he have now? He's got a company. He's got me. He's got his wife. Now he's got Jake. He didn't see some stuff because his mind's filled with, okay, I got to take care of my wife this month. I can't wait to see Jake this afternoon when I get home. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. We set up a landing page. It's not right. He didn't see it. He told Bob, do the landing page, and never looked at it again. See, I tell Bob, do the landing page. I'm like, Bob, do the landing page. Show me the landing page. I trust no one. I trust no one.
Your wife?
To do their job. No. Show me. How much did you spend at Chanel? Show me. I want to see it, dude. Like, because if you don't know, because most of the time she's going to be like, if you see her, you ought to try to get this clip. Okay. Say, hey, what is the one thing that drives that guy crazier than anything? When you don't know.
Yeah.
And if you go back to your staff and just say, hey, what are the stats today, dude? What do we do today? They don't know. So if it's a really important stat, look, I don't micromanage everything. Okay, it's not like I do everything, but the important things, I want to know every detail.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that a lot of executives have checked out. You know, they've checked out of the company.
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention anymore. No, they got it. I'm delegating it. So what I do is I get graphs on every important statistic in the organization every day. Okay, like my cash accounts, I see them every morning. Is that micromanaging? Every cash account I have.
Or maybe it's transparency of what's going on in your business.
I want to see it, dude.
Yeah.
Show me.
Yeah.
Statistics. I want to know. The more important the graph is, the more important the statistic is, the more often I want to see a number, an update on it. So like we're getting ready for our growth conference, okay? We're, November, December, January. We're about 90 days out. Somewhere in the next week or so, I'll be like, I want to report every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, I want to report. Now, what's that going to do to Jared and the team?
You'll have another baby.
Zero. We got zero this 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, move that bar. Move it, man. Okay. I want to get this thing sold out. I do not want to be worried about this thing later.
Yeah.
So I either micromanage now or wait until the thing's in cardiac arrest.
Rule number 8, build a business.
I was making some money, like in my 30s and 40s. I made a lot of money. What other people would call a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I was not a business. You know what I mean? I was just.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I was just hustling. Just because you're hustling. Everything was a transaction.
Yeah.
Everything was a transaction to get money, pay the taxes, have a little bit of money left over. Everything was a transaction.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, well, you're not a business. And I was like, I know, man, I know. Don't tell anybody. I know that, okay? Like, I knew it. And because to me, a business is I can walk away from it, it'll still operate. I was a guy. I was no different than when I was 30, just pounding doors. And which was good. And I think a lot of people you don't need to skip that spot either. Because once I put the two together, okay, I can pound the door. I can learn e-commerce. I can be a one product sale. I can sell to companies. Like today, we'll sell a product to a company for $80,000 on a 3 to 5 year contract, $80,000 a year, and I'll switch immediately and sell an $8 product online, or I'll give something away for free. To speaking to 4,000 people today in hopes that I can meet, maybe 40 of them that I can have a partnership and a collaboration with in the future.
So, like you said, 10 years ago, someone said to you, you don't have a business. What changed? Like how have you built what you've built now? Is that when the whole 10x philosophy started?
Yeah, exactly. 10x woke me up. 10x was not for the public. 10x was for me. I was trying to figure out why am I work hard. I got great products, got a great reputation, great reviews. People like me. They like my content. They like my content actually better than they like me. That might have been an exaggeration. You know what I mean? But even if they didn't like me, they're like, dude, your content's so ridiculous. It's so good. Like whether it's sales, closing, marketing, promotion. And a lot of it, I wasn't even taking my own advice. Like I was giving advice and not taking it. So when the economy crashed, which was, I guess, almost 10 years ago, in America particularly, it was so devastating that if you had any weakness in a business, like every weakness was showed. Warren Buffett talks about, hey, what are you wearing when the tide goes out? Well, dude, in 2008, 9, and 10, when the tide went out, every weakness that I had exhibited, hard work did not leave you less vulnerable in 2010. You could have worked hard and still, you'd be upside down in your house, you could lose everything, your cash accounts are garbage, stock got wrecked, everything, right? So 2010 was really the whisper, you're not a business, son. That was the big, hey, you're not a business. And that's when I made a decision, okay, I'm gonna build a business.
Rule number 9, don't give up on the game.
I hope you're gonna have a great day today, because I am. I'm gonna have a great day. If it's a bad day, I'm gonna turn it into a great day, because that's what I do.
Take a bad day, turn it into a great day. Some of the days that have started off bad for me have been the best days of my life. You just got to hang in there. You got to stay in there. You got to keep pushing and shoving and say, dude, I'm gonna make a bad day a great day. I'm gonna flip this thing. I'm gonna turn it on its head. It's just a day. Just a day. Let me turn this thing. You turn enough bad days into great days, you'll end up with a great life. That's it, man. They don't teach that in school. How do you flip? How do you flip? How do you stay in deals? How do you turn bad deals, bad customers, bad relationships? How do you turn bad situations into moments in your life where you're like, dude, I turned around right there. You know, I walked out of a treatment center when I was 25. God told me I would never make it, that I was just a drug addict, that I was a junkie for life, that if I ever, like, this dude told me, man, you don't give up every idea of being a star, famous, rich, an author, superstar, businessman, you know, you don't give up all those ideas, you'll never make it. He's like, any expectations, all these big giant dreams and expectations you have are why you're having problems in your life. I walked out of there, I'm like, that dude. Now, I was in the treatment center. I'm the one who went to the treatment center with the problem. That dude had a bigger problem than I had.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is master math.
If you guys know a simpler way to do this, I've seen some stuff on the internet that's simpler, but okay, good. 9 and 8/20. The numbers of this, 9 and 8/20. I know how I would do this.
How would you do
I would
this?
make the 2/5 right here. The denominator of 8/20, you need to reduce to a similar. What?
6.
Okay, come on, dude. Come on, look.
It's 6. Oh.
No, right here. Okay. It's 9 and 8/20. 9 and 8/20. Give me another piece of paper.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, this is insane. Okay, I know how I was taught how to do this, which is divide the 5 into the 8/20. But that won't go in equally. So we got to make the 2/5. What's the 2/5?
2/5.
If I convert that to something that says 20.
2/5.
No. How many times does 5 go into 20?
It's 4.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna go 5 times 4 is 20. So I got to do that to what? I got to do the same to this number up top,
That's
right?
8.
8/20. Okay. So now the number is 9 and 8/20
9 and 8/20.
minus
What?
4 and 8/20. So what's the answer?
I don't know.
No. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
okay, okay.
It's 9 and 8/20.
9 and 8/20.
Yeah. Minus
4
and 8/20. So it's what does it equal?
0.
No, it doesn't. Well, that the fractions.
11 holes.
No. 9. Come on, buddy.
It's 11 holes.
Oh my God. 11 what?
11 holes.
Hose?
Holes.
Holes. Okay. So 9 minus 4 is what?
Oh, we're doing minus. I thought it was the
No, it's minus.
No, Papa, that's no.
Yeah, it's minus.
Not.
Look, right here, minus.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like a minus.
That's fine. It is a minus, okay?
Fine.
What does that equal?
Fine. It's
Say 5.
It's 5 holes.
5. Why do you keep calling it holes?
Holes.
Okay. So it's 5 even, right? It's 5 even because it's 8/20 minus 8/20. If you guys know an easier way to do this, please tell me, okay?
We need
And
help.
then if you can answer this question, will she ever use this?
No, I won't.
Okay, so we used it for YouTube though, didn't we?
Yeah, we use it
Okay,
for YouTube,
okay.
so you can watch our failing at the beginning and then
Yeah.
kind
And
of
if you think
succeeding.
if you think I'm a terrible father, please comment below. But is she a worse kid?
I am.
What is it? Worse kid or worse father teacher?
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Grant on how to learn from your experiences that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, if you made it this far in the video, you're part of Believe Nation and you promise, you commit that you're going to take action after watching this video. We don't just watch videos here, we do something about it. I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag Believe in the comments below.
I'm doing a $135 million real estate deal. There's a point where that deal gets where it gets weird, okay, where the negotiations are getting grinded down. I was telling you this before the interview. I know Ryan can't. There's no way. It's impossible for him to know how to handle this situation. It would take 30 years of experience to know how to handle the negotiations. Because some of this stuff is very nebulous. Like, what was the tone of the dude when he said no? Because you could say no one way, and you could say no with too much effort, you know, or there's a broker involved.
Can you not teach these guys this stuff?
No. Some of this is not teachable. Some of this is time, man. I'm 61 years old. Some of this, I could read about this in a book when I was 26. Until you're in deals, and another deal, and a third deal, and a fourth deal, and you start like hundreds and then thousands of deals, you know, you got to feel it. And you know, some things you just, when somebody says something, like it's different today than when you know, 20 years ago. Now I'm like, oh, he just lied to me. Like, I know now. And if I'm aware, if I'm paying attention. Ryan doesn't know that. He's been doing deals for 3 or 4 years. I've been doing deals for 30 years. I mean, I'm 9 times more years. So, you know, it's when Jared's negotiating with somebody, or we're negotiating for, I mean, I was doing a deal yesterday, right? And it's just like, I hung up the phone and Jared's like, wow, dude, that was crazy. And he just misses some moments just because of timing, or just because of experience. Tom Brady's got to have, because of his 19 years of winning seasons, he's got to know something a new quarterback doesn't know.
If you want 10 more awesome rules from Grant Cardone, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Cash is not king. Cash flow is king. And it's the strong people that make the hard decisions that end up with the cash flow.